Stagnation. Welcome back to the channel.
Champions!
Yes. With no further ado, today we're going on the blockchain. We're going to go explore some blockchain activity and try to track down some scammers. What am I talking about? Double O share screen. I made a post on Twitter. A family member of mine got scammed. Fell prey. Actually, I don't even think I'm on the correct screen here. But fear not. If you roll up on my Twitter, you'll see the tweet there, right? It says a scammer, right, got a family member of mine with the good old Microsoft sponsor scam.
Hello? Hello?
And
Apparently you have a virus on your computer?
true, look, man, this is just one of those ones. I listen. I want to be funny about it, but I cannot even be funny about it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money gone. Yeah.
Because it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing that some people do not understand the value behind honest work.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the world we live in. Some people are just scammy, gross, disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in some cases, I get it, man. Some people are so broke that they choose to find themselves in, well, I guess I don't care. They choose to go down the path of desperation,
Yeah.
right? And so they go about scamming money from people who are just trying to work hard and get by and do what they need to do. So a family member of mine, and because here's the thing: when they do these Microsoft scams, okay, you understand, a huge majority of the people who get scammed in these things are the older people,
Senior citizens, right?
senior citizens,
Yep.
right? And these are people who are, they're just trying to just close
Get
it out
by,
and
just,
just,
yep, get
let
it over with.
Exactly. And so, anyway, we see the scammer calls, and I got this Bitcoin address from the family member's phone while I was trying to dig into this, right?
Trace this baby. Wait, by
Yes.
the way, I like to say this.
Yeah.
This can only happen on the blockchain.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, this can only happen
Yeah.
when you have a decentralized system,
Yep.
where everyone has the ability to view. Because here's the thing. The way this scam works, right, is that they call you, right, they remote into your device, right. Once they've convinced you to download, it could be AnyDesk, it could be what is the other one called, Team Viewer,
Mm-hmm.
right. They remote into your device. Now they go to your account and they transfer money to your Cash App,
Mm-hmm.
and then from your Cash App, they buy Bitcoin and then send it to their personal address. There is a reason why you always hear "not your keys, not your coins," right? Like, that's a funny one, because if you do not move it off centralized exchanges,
Like Cash App.
right, someone will move it for you, as we're about to see.
Yep. By the way, I would like
Yeah.
to add this to
Yeah.
the point that if you have any senior citizen in your family, please tell them if anybody calls you to say that, oh, there's a virus on your computer, or to say that the social security has been hacked and you need to respond right away, tell them to call you. These are all social engineering scams,
Yeah.
and it might initially look like an initial $100 fee, but it continues from there once they have your account.
Absolutely, it definitely is. So anyway, this family member, I meet up with them. They tell me what is happening. I start digging through it. I'm seeing, I'm following the trace of what these guys are doing, and they had texted this address to their phone, and so I took the address and I put it into the mem space. If you're not familiar, sorry, mempo, mempo.space. If you're not familiar, mempo.space is a block explorer. Do not put your own Bitcoin address into it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it's not the greatest idea, because then now your stuff can get sniffed. But if you have a node, if you run a node, you can be able to run.
You can join on the nodes.
You can you can search, track your own addresses on
Yep.
there and things like that. You can get a bit more privacy that way.
Yep.
But in this case, it's a scammer's address, so we're definitely doing it just in an open, situation. It's not.
Hey,
on our
for
node.
your view, guys.
Yes. So now,
If you can get them back, do it.
right. So these guys, and if you look here, they seem to be doing this to a bunch of people, right? And if we're reading this correctly, they've now extracted, what, 0.022 Bitcoin, right? If we flip that, that is, what is that? I think that's total they have $522 here, right? So they have $197 coming from that address and 327 coming from this address.
Yep.
And so what you see there now is like they're doing this thing where they're continuously like combining them into addresses as it goes down the line.
Yep.
And then they're distributing it and combining and distributing it.
Yep.
So in this one area here,
That's the most recent transaction.
right? Well, this is the transaction that the one that I pulled off, right?
Yep.
But I'm sure they have more addresses going on. You have that 95 confirmations, $523, $24 in that situation there.
Yep.
Now, what I find interesting is as you continue to follow the money,
Yep.
right? If we look at this address here, which has the 2 Bitcoins in it,
Yep.
we now see that they take these two Bitcoins. This is a group of transactions that has been grouped, right? So I think actually if we follow these ones specifically here, we should be able to get to wherever these coins are going,
Yep.
right? But that
The-
path is too long, so
Yep.
we'll use this side here where they have. We see that they have
Consolidated a few
yeah,
over
they've
there
consolidated some of them here,
Yep.
and now they're going to start breaking them apart again,
to pieces.
right? And you can see this is 2 Bitcoins, so that's a lot of people,
Yep.
right? Because this is happening continuously, rapidly, and so if we follow that address now, we see that they're now splitting the money again into multiple different addresses, right? And they will keep repeating this process over and over and over again. I guess they're trying to scramble, right, and get the whoever is looking off the trail. However, this is another point where we need to make this distinction between the current system with fiat and Bitcoin.
Yep.
Because one of the biggest things that the ignorant
Elites.
elites,
The bankers will
right, tell you is that Bitcoin is used for a lot of illegal activity. Yeah,
Illicit activities.
Yeah.
They use the big English.
I'm not even gonna deny it. It is used for illicit activity.
Yep.
We can see it, right? However, when fiat is used for illicit activity,
Yes.
you don't know at any point in time. You have to sit there and call your bank
And wait.
and speak to someone who does not even know what they're going to be doing about it.
I don't know.
Right, and they're gonna say, "We'll
Let's open
transfer
a ticket."
you." Yeah, it's right. We'll transfer you to this department. They can give you more information on this, and so now they transfer you, and then they tell you, "Well, we're going to investigate it, and we'll get back to you
Yeah,
in
you
X,
submit a
Y, and
claim.
Z days."
Yep.
Right.
2 weeks.
Listen, if someone is stealing from you, and they're thinking Bitcoin is the way to run away, I think we're looking at evidence. If we go back to share screen here, you'll see. If they think Bitcoin is the way to run away, you're looking at evidence right now.
Mistaken.
Right? With a little bit of copy and paste, right? And I don't know, everybody did trace the dot in elementary, right?
Yeah.
You follow the money, right? You see what is happening with the money. Literally, there's a chart that shows you. You see the flow, right? So they're consolidating these things. They're passing on the money forward. You see, it comes back here. It's consolidated into this wallet here again. Then they start distributing it again, right? Look at this. So we have this group over here, which all these transactions have been consolidated.
Another group over
all this
there.
group over here, this other group over here,
Yeah.
right? You look at the flow of the money, and they all come into this maybe a couple wallets they have in here,
Yep.
and then now they're distributing it again.
Yep.
Notice at this point in time, this one wallet here now has 3.7 Bitcoins, right? And this keeps going on and on and on and on and on for a while. And I think once we follow this a bit further, and at some point we saw that there was, at some point I saw there was 7 Bitcoins in one of those wallets, right? In fact, I think we're actually at we've passed the ones with the $3 million in Bitcoin.
21 bitcoins in that in that
Exactly. So
wallet.
there we go. 21 Bitcoins in that wallet. right? And this are just it is really is really distasteful. I mean, we're looking at theft happening right now. If you keep following these things, right, I think at some point in time, we've seen people, according to the FBI, where they tracked their addresses and they finally got them, like the couple with the
Yeah.
Bitcoin thing
Yep.
that
Yep. Yep.
that got busted in New York. So this is
I would say this
it's
though.
a tough one. It's
It's
a
a tough
tough
one.
one for me.
I,
Yeah,
I would say
but
this when you're saying, "Oh, we need regulation in the space." I
yeah,
think we need more innovation in the space because when you're able to see this,
hmm
I think developing a solution that allows you, because Bitcoin is supposed to be secure, you cannot seize it,
yeah,
but if you know that somebody is doing something wrong, and the blockchain sees it,
yeah,
right? Then the like just like you have layer two solutions,
right,
maybe you can develop solutions on layer two to not attack the blockchain. You can attack the blockchain. You can correct the blockchain,
hmm
but seize that. I guess that's gonna
you
sound like
cannot seize
doing
it.
a terror.
Well, here's the thing. I think you just have to keep tracing it and
Tracing it
tracing
until
it
you eventually figure out who the person is.
until you
Then
get to
make a mistake.
yeah, until you can sort of zero in on a general
Like
area.
a public centralized
Yeah,
exchange that
of
they
where
move
the
it to.
people are, right?
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing is, of course, there are much more advanced tools out there. You could probably do things like finding the IP address of
Where that's
people where these transactions are happening and
yep.
so on and so forth. But, the main point on this video is just that, for one, I guess we're gonna, I can, we can keep looking at this to see where this ends up, to see how transactions like this or activities like this finally end up. We've
Mhm.
all read about it, we've all seen articles about it, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
But to actually be seeing it happen live, right? And in this case, it's like, yeah, it's you hear about it, but when it's someone that you also know, and you're looking at their funds just
Yeah.
cruising on the blockchain, it's interesting.
Yep.
Right.
It's right there at your front step.
Yeah. So currently they're still splitting this money. They're still distributing it. I think at some point there was one wallet that had over, I think it was like 30 something Bitcoin, 31 Bitcoins in it
Yep.
or
Yep.
so. So interesting situation. If you are interested in tracking some scammers, there we go.
Yeah. Yep. And that's basically what today's show is about. Folks, there are a lot of scams out there giving the blockchain, Bitcoin a bad name.
Yeah.
And what we are trying to do is educate you, number one, and then also number two, to figure out what can be done to get those bad actors out of the system. It's unfortunate that this happened to a close family member,
Yeah.
but we just thought we'd get the news out there to you guys to know that, hey, any call from Microsoft will never call you. Any call from the Social Security office, they also will most likely never call you. Do not fall for it.
Yeah. Do not fall for it, man. It's the best way. I think it's the best thing we can do to protect ourselves.
Yep.
And probably don't use password 123 as your password, because I'm hacking that one right away. Anyway, hope you guys found some value in this one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is how it works. This is the Bitcoin network in action. It's for everyone, for good and bad. This is what it is. Sometimes you get bitten by your own dog. And people's dog bite them at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, this is true, because there was this guy I used to. No. Damn. I cannot tell that story. That story is wild. Anyway, he had a pit bull. Okay? And we were hanging out. We were running Forza at his place. A bunch of us from school. And next thing we know, his pit bull just goes, "What?" Yeah, it's just like wild out on him, Anyway, to this day now, his finger is like, yeah, because it almost bit it. We had to take it to the hospital on ice. Anyway, long story. Wait, I think this is the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, STAKKFin. Follow us on Facebook, STAKKFin, Instagram. There's a lot of scammers on Facebook. Just want to add that in there. And of course on Spotify, STAKK. Until next time. Peace and out.